Celebrity Book Club.
Hello, I'm Stephen Cojocaru of People Magazine here at the VH1 Emmys Pre-Show Awards sponsored by Charmin. And we are talking to all the celebrities. That's right, the primped and the pulled and the tucked. Uh-oh, here comes Nicole Kidman. Nicole! What's it like being married to Tom Cruise?
Oh, hello. Wonderful, can't complain.
That acerbic Australian wit, I love it. Who are you wearing?
This is actually L'Enfant. It's from 1948.
Thank you, Nicole. Good luck. Get out of here. Oh, my God, it's Angie Harmon. Angie, I love you.
Who are you wearing, honey?
Oh, my God, stop it. Angie, you're going to be in my wedding, and I'm going to make a handbag out of you. I'm wearing Roberto Cavalli everything because I'm obsessed. Why do you look so good? I wish you were my mom.
Oh, my God, stop it. I look disgusting.
Okay, you and me are doing shots of vodka later. I love you, Angie.
Love you, Stephen. Mwah.
Oh, my God, look who it is. Vern Troyer. Hey, Vern, congratulations on the new Austin Powers movie.
Hey, Derek Zoolander.
Hey, Vern, tell me, are you getting a lot of ladies post-Austin Powers?
Oh, I'm getting so much pussy. I bet you know a lot about that.
Yeah, I certainly do. Talk to my cat about it. Wait, Vern, okay, out of all the celebrities here, who do you want to bang?
Starting with the list, Hilary Swank at number 1. Number 2, Renee Zellweger. Number 3, Heather Graham. Number 4, Jennifer Lopez. I love her.
Isn't she hot? She is a hot, slutty little lady, and I totally get it. I wouldn't mind waking up next to her. And Hilary Swank, damn, that jawline could cut glass. Hello. Okay, wait, Vern, please, before you go, who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Bill Blass, and yes, I got it tailored.
All right, get out of here, Vern. I'm Stephen Cojocaru, live from the VH1 2002 Emmy Pre-Show Awards presented by Charmin. When we come back, Jennifer Connelly and Tom Green. Stick around.
Who's that knocking at the door? It's all your friends, you filthy whore. Your husband's gone and we've got books and a bottle of wine to kill. It's Hollywood. It's books. It's gossip. I'm shook. It's memoirs. It's martinis. It's Studio 54. It's Celebrity Book Club. Come read it while it's hot. Celebrity Book Club. Tell your secrets, we won't talk. Celebrity Book Club. No boys are allowed. Celebrity Book Club. Say it loud and proud. Celebrity Book Club.
Buzz me in, I brought the Cuervo.
Hey, best friend!
You look deadly today.
You look amazing. You took my breath away. I said, who is that Grecian goddess?
And let me tell you, your outfits haven't always been amazing. I remember in 1985, you were wearing polyester collars, fur made of old dogs.
Honey, my outfit was so flammable, the Coast Guard had to put a warning up.
What is up, my friend Stephen Phillips Horse? We are back in the studio after our crazy
West Coast tour,
which you'll be hearing about
in the VIP lounge,
which is now on
Friday.
Yeah,
we're going to talk all about, honestly, the craziness that went down in San Francisco and Los Angeles, give you sort of some real dirt on the underbelly.
Yeah, which you didn't see at the live shows.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about the people we met. The people we fucked.
The hotel rooms we went to.
The updated motor lodges that we stayed at. And there were multiple.
But we're not here to talk about San Francisco. We're going back to basics, you know? With the book today.
I know. We're reading a book that's in many ways sort of a mirror.
Yeah, a mirror of like the careers we hope to have, and I think now
we kind of are having
it in, you know, different media, the media of today. And also, this is a book that definitely we've been passing back and forth.
No, this dog-eared copy. We only have one because, again, our Patreon subscriber base is not large enough that we can always afford a book for each of us.
Book, no.
Yeah, so sometimes we have to just go for the old tattered copy.
You know, as we say, what's on the bookshelf right now?
Yeah.
Anyway, what book are we talking about this week?
Of course, none other than...
None other. Really, none other.
Really, none.
Then
Red Carpet Diaries,
by
Confessions of a Glamour Boy, subtitle, by
Stephen
Cojocaru. Stephen Cojocaru, if you don't remember because you're not a sort of washed millennial, you might not remember this.
If you didn't grow up on AOL, flare jeans, and Tamagotchis.
If you don't remember the frozen yogurt craze of 2002, you might not remember this red carpet fixture.
Maven.
Just like kind of like one of the first kind of insane faggots to get like to be on national television.
Yeah, to really land, before you're Ross Matthews.
Yeah.
And you're Tan Francis.
Before they were a dime a dozen. And he's obviously way more insane than Ross or Tan.
Yeah. Carson Kressley is like calm compared to Stephen Cojocaru.
Yeah.
So he was like an at-large West Coast editor for People magazine. His titles are so amazing with his job. It's like it's like he was a contributor for Us, but like they didn't rehire him.
Yeah, and he's always just like, I was like the second or like the fourth stringer on an article for People when he writes that one sentence about Jennifer Tilly, and it's just a quote.
Yes, the Tilly quote.
From Tilly. just her being like, and I chose this dress because it was blue and I love the color blue.
The other thing he did was like he was on Joan's like iconic show, Fashion Police, and did her red carpet reviews.
He did red carpet reviews. Well, yeah, but that's like you probably
later.
You know him from being like
random and red carpet.
Random and red carpet. And and this was in Joan Rivers' era when
they actually had like sassy people.
They actually had real sassy red carpet commentary. Because now it's just like Kristen Cavallari and like Juliana Rancic being so psycho and like Adderall pilled and just being like, what are you wearing? That's amazing. Oh my God, I love your movie. Oh my God, I love that new movie. Oh, yes, Lupita Nyong'o, you look incredible. I'm obsessed with your TV show. Yeah. Can't wait to see what you do next. Goodbye. And they're just like freaking out and like and it's all like so positive and they never criticize like anyone. And also like, let's be honest, stars all dress kind of boring now.
Thank you. Right. Like there's not even really a need for that like Us Weekly back page that's like, where did she get that at like the cow sale?
I mean, they're still obviously
yes.
doing Fashion Police and Us and like doing like
and it's like Ariana Grande like wearing just like a puffy like silver piece and they're like, what was she thinking in the like spaceship?
Yeah, it's always just like, sorry, you're supposed to put tinfoil on food, not on your body. It's like mostly just puns.
Stephen Cojocaru, who I didn't realize is Romanian.
Yeah.
Romanian Canadian.
Romanian Canadian. So his parents are like Romanian Jewish. Like his mother was just like, Bucharest is the Paris of Romania. Yeah. And she moved to Israel.
Where she met his old Romanian father. And she snagged that hunk of meat and like, but always like she had another boyfriend or something. And he was like, and she ditched him for my dad.
She was dating this guy, Larry, who was a rat exterminator in Tel Aviv or like Haifa. And he was like the exterminator of Haifa. And then she would always threaten, like when they got in a fight, just being like, I could have been with Larry.
And then her dad is like, well, then you'd smell like rat poison all day.
Just sounds like a charming, you
know, total like old married couple.
Old married couple, old Jewish, Montreal via
classic
Israel Romanian couple.
Israel Romanian.
And he's always making fun of just like the Romanian diaspora in Montreal. And now he's just like, I was at Ruby Foods for my bar mitzvah like pre-dinner and it was just like so many sturdy Romanian women with chin hair and like the most massive bosoms you've ever seen. Just like each tit was bigger than an airplane hanger.
The way this book is written is really iconic and just like absolutely completely insane from the start. It's so conversational in the Terry Hatcher way, but also is written in just like crazy gay speak.
Yeah, it's just like crazy gay like I was puny olive oil with arms and legs the width of dental floss. Homely didn't begin to cover it. Just like everything is this like slightly dated reference that's like really one-liner.
Yeah, it's all like zingers, and which, you know, goes to the old Borscht Belt Romanian Jewish comedic circuit.
Well, and you know...
his parents love Seinfeld.
Yeah. And he kind of it looks like Jerry Seinfeld a little bit in the 80s when before he just like permanently starts flat ironing his hair and becomes basically this book is like secretly just about what happens when you become addicted to flat ironing your hair.
And you have a little bit of experience with that.
I did, but I walked away from the flat iron, although very occasionally before an event you always see me like grabbing the flat iron.
Yeah, I always see you like before our show in LA, you were like, I just hear you scream, "Where's Maddie's flat iron?" And it's just like, we don't have the time for you to burn your hair right now. And all of a sudden, it's like the barbecue scent starts wafting into the room.
No, it's this weird thing that I share because, like, well, okay, I am, like, part Jewish randomly. And as I recently found... Like, my grandmother, my dad's side, like, revealed that she was a quarter Jewish.
Right. And you find it finally made sense.
They do. And I was also raised in Newton, which is, like, a Jewish suburb. And I think there's something in the water. And as I also found out recently, I'm, like, literally Ukrainian. So fuck Putin.
Thank you.
And it was, like, my great-grandfather actually, like, moved to Odessa. But Odessa is also like this very kind of like Jewish comedy town, I read on some article once.
Okay, we need to tour there.
But I think that, so that sort of sense of humor, I think, is definitely passed down, and it's in the culture, and it's in the greater Montreal, the bedroom community.
Right. It also sounds very, that can be like so many insane dressmakers. And also he was going to the mall, like... He would. Okay, his shopping was so.
It was so
crazy.
Psycho gay, and I'm just like, is this? I mean, the way that the whole book was just like, I'm reading my own memoir, where it was just like, and I loved going shopping with my mom at Elizabeth Hager.
Right, and he would beg, and he'd be like, "Oh no, don't take me to the southern Montreal mall today. That's the last thing I want to do."
And then he would be with his mom and just be like, "Mom, you need to try a cigarette pan."
Oh yeah, Mom, you need to try a shift dress. Mom, slits don't work for you. Mom, you need to like wear things.
And this goes back to one of my grand philosophical theories, which is that like, gay men learn at a very young age that our sole purpose on this planet is to get women to buy things. And it's like, and the first woman we start with is our mother.
Right.
And then it continues, and like, we go on to work in branding and advertising.
And you tell, right, styling, branding,
interior design.
Screaming at women, whether it's through text, through ad, through commercial, to buy something, to change something.
Yeah.
I mean, cut to us, Mark Jacobs. Mark Jacobs.
No, cut
Mark.
Mark to be having an absolute gay panic meltdown on Newbury Street as a 17-year-old.
And you screaming at me that I needed to try on a boho skirt because like all the popular girls were wearing boho skirts, and you were like, just try it on. Why are you being so resistant? And I was just like, I just know boho skirts aren't for me. And you're like, just fucking try it on! Straightened hair, your face is fully orange. You have like makeup coming up on your kimonos.
I was going to Planet Bronze every day and then putting bronzer like on top of my acne, rubbing off on the kimono, hair fried to within an inch of its life. It was so Montreal of us. But the irony of me throwing you in those boho skirts was that at that time your gender was like pencil skirt, and you
was not.
No, you were like wearing your checkered mini skirt and your Elvis skirt that you made. So you were being like
skirt. Yes, I had some skirts.
You were,
but they were
and
like
I
punk.
was seeing how constricted your movement was in those skirts. And I thought,
oh, you're calling me fat? No,
it's just those skirts don't allow a lot of leg movement.
Like, right? Like
I get that those were punk, but I was thinking, I wish that she could just roam freely.
You want me to be more of a hippie?
Big boho
Huge boho skirt. It would just bring you so much joy if we could stomp into the junior semi. You'd be like, yeah, that's right. My lesbian friend.
My lesbian friend can move.
Can move in this huge skirt. And like the way also some of his clothes. So he starts like... what I really related to is his other fashion moment where, again, it's like nothing changes. He would beg his parents to take him to Plattsburgh, which is like a town really upstate that I've stayed at in a motor lodge once. Like an old-timey Howard Johnson's.
Oh, wait, fab.
And it was so like
and it's
big
like,
old Chevy in the front, permanently parked there.
And it's screaming for like a Junified Renault?
It's screaming. And it is like almost in Canada, so it's screaming for a Junified.
Wow, obsessed.
Anyway, he begged beg his parents to take him to Plattsburgh to buy like cowboy boots. And it's like you just go through those same things. And if you are like wanting to shop, you go through Western wear, you go for work wear. And then he wanted to buy like chambray prison shirts.
Well, and then he was like, and I got all of the popular girls in my high school. Like he quickly moved on to becoming the stylist for the whole high school. Who was like, I would get everyone to be like, well, now we have to wear overalls, like railroad overalls, and we would go to workwear stores.
Yeah, and like buy all these vintage overalls. He also was
doing stolen Dickies valor, like before
literally
any of us.
for all of us.
Yeah,
and begging to like go on this like road trip to a random town, be like, just take me. I need the boots. I need like the Dickies. It's also classic. Like he was D-list, and then he like suddenly the popular girl finally decided to like him.
She anointed him.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
And this is so me and Arabella, listener of the pod, where it was like, and now I'm remembering the one time when we went to France on the French trip, and Arabella was like, she was like, I have to get boxing shoes because
what
just
are
like,
boxing shoes?
They're like sneakers that are like strappy that have like
oh my god,
so
wait!
laced
I
up.
remember
Do you
her
remember
wearing
this?
boxing shoes.
And we like trolled Paris looking for boxing
for like
shoes.
old boxing stores,
Right, and it
like,
became also my mission. I was just like, we need to get Arabella boxing shoes. And we were like stomping the Champs-Elysees, like looking for shoes, and like ended up getting these shoes that weren't like, they were kind of like a modest boxing shoe. Like they weren't
not fully up to
no, it wasn't like
calf.
such an like even like that like calf high. It was just like, you know, lower calf, like ankle high boxing shoe.
Which reminds me of another really alternative mid-2000s, say it with me, millennial trend was to wear bowling shoes, like to steal bowling shoes in the bowling alley. I feel like that was very my high school.
That sounds very your high school.
Yeah, just being like, yeah. Stole these from Lanes Games. What?
I mean, my high school was too preppy, so like people would not be going to bowling alleys because that's like just too
fucking sketchy.
I mean, bowling alleys are like inherently indie because they're retro.
They're retro, so you can like used to be able to smoke there.
Wow, badass.
Right, and you sit there and smoke cigarettes and talk shit, and like you're not invited to the popular party, so you have to go to a bowling alley.
Which is badass, a space where you can be accepted. Weren't you like on the bowling team?
I joined a bowling team and only went twice, and then the bowling.
But you like still put it on your college resume or whatever.
Yeah, I still put it on my resume today. Anyway, it got too intense, and of course it was also at 9 a.m. and I was just like, well, I don't totally need to do this. Just to finish up his popular thing, then he became friends with the popular girl, but then like got back at the popular girl and like took her down a notch because she bullied some like poorer girl for like wearing her hand-me-downs.
But then he like was friends with her. I feel like he was like, she thought like she was a bully, but
I'm just saying that's classified. He like played them, but like still was friends with both of them, and like
yeah, was just like friends with all the girls and wanted to be a girl because he's a gay guy. Obviously, this whole book is like him being an insane faggot. But in the very beginning, when he's talking about how Donatella put a cigarette out on my fur coat. So now would be a good time to head on to the balcony of this temple where Donatella and the other nicotine junkies are squeezed together. She's standing beside me, sucking on a cigarette and speaking with her hands to minions. I don't interrupt, preferring to have a smoke and maybe do a little eavesdropping. As I'm puffing away grandly and starting to get lost in my head. Like this
not
is
puffing away grandly.
like, this is so gay. Like I'm just like, this is so me, just like at a party and
like
I'm just
smoking and you're like in a new like members only jacket.
Members only jacket. It's 2003. I'm at the Bowery Hotel. It's 2007. As I'm puffing away grandly, some guy starts hitting me and screeching in a foreign tongue. My immediate thought is, I'm being pounded on by an envious party maggot because I look so fetching tonight. I'm wrong. Your coat is on fire, the accented pretty boy is screaming as he swats my sleeve until the flame is out. Her blondness had been accidentally flecking her burning cinders onto my coat. My plush cover-up is on loan from the top vintage boutique in Los Angeles. It's like everything is just like a loaned insane feather coat.
Back to the hair, it becomes so it's curly and like mullety in the 80s, and then it turns into kind of like an asymmetrical, almost electro clash,
like lower, like side bangs.
Yeah, side bang, shorter
but it's also
on one
being
side.
very feathered in mom in this way.
Yeah, it's like it's Farrah Fawcett, but Kate Gosselin.
But it's like but it's this short like.
But it's also just like Bikini Kill somehow, like.
It is really insane. Okay, well, let's just talk about the hair and the face.
Yeah, okay,
and let's get into it. So, Stephen Cojocaru
is a crazy-looking person.
I think he has maybe genetically the gayest face that science has produced.
Yes. And we talk about this a lot, how, like, gay face just is genetic, is you were born with gay face if you are gay.
Yeah, and I think that like
you have a bigger
forehead,
and I have a small mouth, so I can't give blowjobs.
Right, exactly. A dick will not fit in there, and that's okay. And you know, gay guys have pronounced Adam's apples and like all this stuff, and big gay teeth or tiny gay teeth. But normal sized teeth are usually not the vibe. And he has like the largest gay teeth in history. He has more teeth than I've ever seen.
He does look like a beautiful horse.
Yeah. And it's really...
Palomino, if you will. Shout out by Miranda Lambert's new album, Palomino.
And he would like say this about himself. Yeah. He's always being just like, I look like Steven Tyler, like I look like Rod Stewart, like I look insane.
Right, he looks like these straight rock stars who were doing a more femme thing.
Because he's like, I've got like the biggest mouth this side of the Mississippi and like has huge lips in the Steven Tyler way. But here's the thing. So Stephen Cojocaru references his hair like almost every page. Obviously, it's like his biggest issue and like his biggest insecurity. And he had really, and like I relate to this deeply. And
well, it makes gay guys like you it's like you overdo it. Then you go to the iron, you go to the keratin, you over process.
I mean, I've kind of like done this thing where I just like, you know, I usually just let it sit there and I mostly try to cover it with a hat after I get out of the shower and then it kind of mats it down. But there is still a bit of a wig and a bang that we know that I do.
And your panic with the post-shower hat is... it can be calm, but it is very just kind of like, I'll see you post-shower, like looking for the hat. And it's kind of like, if you can't find the hat post the shower, it's just, it is kind of like crazy, ravenous beaver, like looking to burrow.
You know, when you see the ticking time bomb, you're like, we better find that hat.
Yeah, better find the hat or it's not going to be a good one.
But he basically does this thing where it's like, he has this like curly kind of fun hair in the 80s and he's like, has this Jewish mane that he just decides to start taming forever. And he just like flat irons it forever.
And he's still flat ironing.
And he's still flat ironing. And it really looks insane.
It looks so stiff yet heavy.
And dry. And he's always talking about like, and honey, like when J-Lo's hairdresser gave me the secret product so that my hair wouldn't be frizzy, I said, how much time do you have? Because I only got 12 hours. It's always just like, he's always terrified that the frizz is going to start back up again. And is just like always looking for a way to tame it. And it's just like, maybe just let it be and it'll be fine.
I wonder if he went to Justin Anderson, because it's like, or like a Ken, who's Jessica Simpson's hairdresser.
Ken Paves.
Yeah, like a Paves, like what one of these other gays like would say. But I feel like almost in the way that he's probably like talking to all these random women being like, you need to let loose and let me take over.
Okay, but so then at the very end of the book, he's like, what would my own like fan fiction be like? And like the book ends with him being like, he gets like a record contract and he actually gets to be a rock star because like that's kind of like what informs his style of always wearing like
he wants to be a Steven
tight
Tyler
t-shirt and like insane bootcut jeans and like a fur coat. He toured the world and sang his heart out every night to thousands of adoring fans who wanted to sleep with him. Then he took the $50 million, minus a small amount for personal expenses, and donated it to a foundation that bankrolled the projects of creative misfits. He moved to Paris and became a respected poet. He let his hair air dry and never had to flat iron his naturally tousled mane again.
Did you start sobbing when you read this?
I did, because I was like, wait, that's so beautiful, and all that he wants deep down is to never flat iron again.
Yeah.
But he like can't stay away.
You can't stop. That's what it did. That's like, what the sign of madness is.
And I like
you
had
know
this,
it's wrong.
You know it's wrong, but you keep doing it. And I had the same feeling when we read Andre Agassi, and he talked about the shaving his head and how it was this like really cathartic moment that he was finally able to be free of his insecurity around his hair. And I thought one day I'll be able to do that.
And just
literally just shave it and just be like, it's over. It's all over.
Probably it's so you to be like, well, I want to become a rock star, but not like really want to become like you want to say you want to become a rock star, but you don't actually want to become a rock star.
I really just want to be like a retired rock star living in Paris.
Yeah, living in Paris and like writing a book of satirical poems at a cafe looking over the sun. One thing I want to say about him, he gets so wasted at his bar mitzvah where he chugs like 30 whiskey sours.
Yeah, at Ruby Foods.
Which I really want to go to Ruby Foods.
There was one at the Arsenal Mall, I want to say. Boston heads, like, speak up. Okay, that's another thing I want to say. Like, he's such an alcoholic in this very normal gay way where he's always like, so honey, I was backstage at the pavilion. chugging vodka tonics, waiting for Angie Harmon to come meet me.
And then he's like, and it's 2:45. Sure, so we're at the In Style party, but I'm all I'm thinking about is getting to the Vanity Fair party. And at first I was wondering, I was like, oh, is he actually random, like, keeping it in control gay and sober? Because it's like he has to get to hair and makeup at 5:30.
He's too messy.
And then when he was like, oh, I'm having, like, so many vodka tonics, I was like, oh, you're just so wasted, and also like have an amazing like a Canadian, Romanian, Jewish tolerance where you've had like now like 19 vodka sodas and like everything is sponsored by Sky Vodka that day.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of Sky in here. But he's like keeping it together and like not becoming an insane alcoholic.
No, yeah. It's
so much liver damage.
Yeah, I think he's having like just a normal gay amount of like 7 vodka tonics.
Yeah, I think, no, it's a normal gay 7.
Yeah.
And he's not doing that every single night.
No, it's like awards night. And I just also love him just being like, ugh, In Style Awards, gotta get out of here.
No, it's always the most B-list event. I mean, it's always, okay, every story in this book is like, so I'm wearing a blazer.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, when is he not in a velvet Roberto
It's always
Cavalli?
in a Cavalli velvet blazer. And then just like, and I couldn't decide whether to wear the Versace blazer. Sorry, Donatello, don't hate me. Like, every single story is like, and then I'm waiting for my Cavalli blazer while I'm in traffic trying to get to the Shrine Auditorium for the In Style pre-show awards. And my blazer isn't ready.
And everything, all the chapters start just like 2:45 p.m., the 4:05 pre-Nickelodeon Choice Kids VH1 Awards.
Yeah, it's very just like, and I told Amanda Bynes she looked great. She didn't say anything. So much for her.
Celebrity Book Club.
Okay, so he's in Montreal. He starts doing a fake psychic character on like a radio show.
And then he starts working, for like...
Well, we worked for Just for Laughs.
Yeah.
As like a PR person. And he was like, I was so bad at my job because I would arrive late to every single event because I was like deciding what blazer to wear.
And then he gets fired, but it's so fabulous. And his boss is like, honey, like, you shouldn't be organizing. You're not like a booker. Like, you should be in front.
You should be in front of the camera. Well, it's very true. And it's like, I think, you and I are the same way where it's like, we are too gay for an office.
Well, that is the thing I feel like when I got out of college, and I was like, well, I know I want to work in television and film.
Right.
So I thought like the normal just like thing to do is become like a production girl, an office. And I was like, wait a second, like I'm not meant to just like write emails and
you're
like
not.
Spreadsheet.
You can't.
No, I'm
You're
for
not
the
capable.
front of the camera.
You're a wild, beast.
Absolutely untamed beast, not meant to be like, Heather, this is Heather.
Yeah. And like every job he has that's like not just like being sassy and fabulous on camera, he fails at. And then when he's in LA, when he writes a column for Bang magazine called The Young and the Guest List, which I'm obsessed with.
No, every job he has, like, I want. Oh, wait, I don't have the passage, but one of his jobs was inspecting goofies.
You just open the book to like a random page and hope that you were going to land on it?
This line just... absolutely random. Every little Jewish Romanian prince has a big red carpet moment. In the Jewish religion, your bar mitzvah is a religious ceremony followed by a party to signify leaving boyhood at age 13, becoming a man. Even if your legs are as smooth and hairless as Sarah Michelle Gellar in a slit evening gown, you go to Hebrew school, learn the prayers, and it's like, what?
No, the amount of like 03 references in the book is like chock full of that. Her legs are as smooth as Sarah Michelle Gellar.
No, I just meant to say one of his jobs was inspecting goofy costumes, which feels very me.
Oh, when he worked at Disney. Yeah, and like Goofy dolls. And he was like, sorry, I bet some kids got some goofies with fucked up noses. It's not my fault. Hope they didn't scare you too much.
Moving on.
I was too busy wearing Roberto Cavalli blazers.
And then he'll be like, oh, can you believe I was wearing that? Totally garbage polyester shirt, and then it'll be a photo of him like today in the same shirt, and he's like, look at me in my vintage Poochie shirt.
Yeah, no, it's
very
like,
the style hasn't changed.
The style hasn't changed at all. You're still wearing just like the tightest insane patterned shirts and like flared jeans, and have your just like full like crazy Kate Gosland flat ironed hair. And he's like, yeah, I made some crazy mistakes. Sorry, I thought I was Lenny Kravitz, but I looked more like an escapee from a mental asylum.
Okay, Can I read the Jennifer Tilly quote that he pulled in his short tenure at Us Weekly?
Yeah.
My first article was about Tom Ford's arrival at Gucci. 5 people wrote, in quotes, this article, and I contributed 1 sentence. When you see Tom's things, says actress Jennifer Tilly, a fan, there's almost an uncontrollable, I've got to have it feeling. As a stranger, you just gather the quotes and send them to the editors who make all the prose all pretty. It's like, yeah, the folks over there at Us Weekly making the
that
prose.
gorgeous prose.
You don't get to write anything. I got the Jennifer Tilly quote. Still, to me, this was a gigantic accomplishment. I mean, if I was able to land a Tilly quote,
no, it would be
that'd
huge.
be huge
like,
for me.
Absolutely put it on your tombstone.
So he works his way up from Us. He gets fired, and then does he get the
he
people
has
job?
lunch with that people woman, and she's like, you should try writing for us, and do style things. And then he's doing kind of the Style Watch column and making so many puns and just being Carrie-Anne Moss. Carrie-Anne Moss is wearing so much green, she looks like she's covered in moss.
Okay, and then did you read the part about the dinner with Salma Hayek?
Oh, where she talked about being in the sauna with Ashley Judd, and Ashley Judd was so comfortable being nude. And Salma Hayek wasn't comfortable. And I was like, okay, fab of Ashley Judd to be so whatever, this is my body.
This is me. But then the thing about that dinner, though, was at Jeff Zucker's house, which, by the way, Jeff Zucker's name is mentioned every page in this book.
Well, it's very
former head of NBC.
Yeah, because his whole career is in that portion of portion of media history where it's just there was such a sort of conglomeracy around a couple
NBC,
and there was so many different streams where they would be putting he was always doing a Today Show segment and then being shuffled into the nightly E-Report segment and then being used and so and they had such a budget to be sending people to Milan to do Today Show Fashion Week reporting, which is so insane.
For Cannes.
It's that's so
that money is gone.
No, it's Barbara Bush is not sending or Jenna Hager Bush. It's Jenna Hager Bush is not sending a correspondent to Milan for Fashion
Milan
Week.
to talk about Tom Ford's new show. But Salma Hayek at this Zucker dinner. And he's so offended, even though it's well, obviously Salma is thinking that. She turns to him and she's like, don't put this in one of your little articles. And she's being so looking down on him because
and he's
a people writer. And he's like, how dare she say that? And he's like, so I never spoke a word of it until now. Sorry, Salma.
Okay, when he calls P. Diddy the ultimate good time Charlie. And it's okay. And he's P. Diddy was always taking his shirt off to get people to dance.
Yeah.
And then he sent me a free bottle of Prosecco'tino out of Miami club.
And then he's like, sorry, I'm going to call J-Lo a slut 90 times in this book.
She went from little slut to little princess. And he's so nervous the first time he calls J-Lo a slut on TV. And then he was and I kept checking my blinds to see if P. Diddy was going to come kill me. Well, he never did. And after that, I just let it rip.
Shaking in the velvet blazer.
Okay, I do feel he randomly has a huge dick.
Yes.
Because A, he has big dick face.
Thank you. Yes.
B, he talks about it in
big nose, big teeth.
In this random way where he's always being just and honey, yeah, it's called a male thong. I don't think men should have panty lines either, but let's just say I wasn't getting the support I needed. And then Matt Lauer said, well, you've got quite the package going on. Suffice to say, I burned the pants after that. Sorry, Roberto.
I also can see him having a guy over and it's just you think he's going to be the bottom because he's the biggest fag in the world, and then he's just throwing them down on the bed and just
absolutely
railing him all the way back to Romania. He is definitely very just obsessed with Matt Lauer. Again, NBC fam. And he's he talks away also in this Kathy Griffin way about these just random male interviewers like a David Letterman and Matt Lauer. He's Matt totally gets it.
Right.
And he was
nicest guy in the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was just cracking up and I was giving it to him and he was giving it to me back. And Katie got it and they were amazing.
No, the way he says people get it, he's I'm sorry. Jennifer Tilly is just down to earth, okay? Callista Flockhart, I don't think so. She can suck it.
But yeah, his list of like who's nice on the red carpet and who's not. He's always like, Cameron can take it. Like Hilary Swank, she can take it. Callista, huge bitch.
Yeah, he calls Callista a demon of the red carpet, along with Madonna. And obviously, like, Madonna is so humorless and is just like, I cannot speak to you. Okay, wait, this is so random. Helen Hunt.
Oh, right, yeah.
Testy. How can someone be so cranky and uptight while we're in a free Gucci ground? Silk charmeuse is enough to plaster a smile on my face for an entire day.
Calling
like,
Helen
not
Hunt.
Helen Hunt being testy.
Koju's face now is just classic, like Lisa Rinna, gay filler.
He looks like Lisa Rinna.
Exactly like Lisa Rinna.
And that's cool.
I was watching some random, must have been like 2011 clip of him on like a different morning show about him launching his website, styled by StephenCojocaru.com. And he was promoting, he was like, I'm a stylist, I'm a host, and now I'm a digital entrepreneur.
Okay, wait.
Okay, well, I'll just finish what he says in the styled by, where he has this girl on who's going to be like on the Food Network. And he was like, and she asked me, is this dress appropriate for a food meeting? And I said, oh, honey, no. You can't be showing the sleeves. And he goes, and he's like, but what's her name? Giada? And they're like, Giada? And he's like, anyway, yeah, she's going to be taking Giada to task. Her food is amazing. And he's putting her in like just a cap sleeve dress. And he's like, so I offer 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and hour consultations. And honey, if the credit card clears, you own me.
Can I say, though, him being a digital entrepreneur, he's still really funny.
Yeah, he's so funny.
His like Instagram is like he's still like taking to task like just like the Met Gala, and like he's literally making funny jokes and is doing commentary that no one else is doing, and I'm kind of like, okay, literally go off. Like,
I mean, I
funny.
hope this episode like kind of brings him back.
Yeah, I know. I hope we can have a renaissance. Because he's like still, and he's making fun of himself, and he's like, I'm on his Instagram. This post that has 8 likes, which is
iconic.
Absolutely iconic. And it's just him like tearing down St. Vincent for her Grammys look,
yes,
which I love. I'm like, thank you. No one is tearing down St.
It would just be like.
And he goes, Liberace Cabana look Palm Springs 1968. St. Vincent and Blight on Humanity Gucci teamed up to destroy fashion. And not destroy in the way the fashion kids use the word. Is that a candelabra in your pocket?
Stop.
Yeah.
How
does this only have 8 likes? This is brilliant.
Like no one else taking down
No one else is
St.
doing
Vincent.
this. And like the only commentary you hear now, I feel, is like it's like so Diet Prada just being like, and I love her work and she's amazing, and I don't think that this pink works, and like the tailoring is like a little off on this piece, and I'd like to see her like showcasing like more Hungarian designers, but it's like
or be like Brad from whatever Rachel Zoe project being like, we're seeing a lot of red on the carpet.
Yeah, it's like this Antony level observation.
You're like, cool, you see colors.
Cool, you fucking dumbass Brad
Stupid
Borsley. No, Kojo is still literally slaying the game.
Kojo is queen.
I will say his hair now is being a little bit more like, it's super. He actually kind of looks like Patti Smith now, which is kind of cool.
No, it is.
And he is doing leather jacket, and the hair is actually looking like more naturally tousled, and it's not so Ryan Seacrest like fried.
I wonder what he thinks of Seacrest. Is
Okay.
he like, he gets it?
So he actually, it's really funny to say that.
Okay.
He posted a photo of Seacrest April 18th.
Oh.
And it's Seacrest in this double-breasted, like, dark green suit. So here for this fab moment in men's fashion with guys serving a bold color and even bolder, super sharp vibe. Bravo, Ryan Seacrest, on this debonair green double-breasted dandy mood. RS, do you remember when I was on your talk show in the tightest jeans ever seen on a young sylph? And my circulation stopped and the paramedics had to be called? XO Kojo.
He's there to be like, Gwyneth's boobs sag and Madonna's mean, but I feel like he has this very like 90s Hollywood gay code glass closet. But it's also like he isn't mentioning.
He literally never talks about his sex life. He like never.
And he's like, yes, I am an openly homosexual man.
But he does not talk about coming out of the closet at all.
No, which is kind of cool.
I mean, actually, okay, I totally agree, and I think it's awesome in punk that he's not being so chaste and Buttigieg and just like writing this book about being
This
like,
full thing.
I came out. It's like, bitch, no one cares.
It's
and
like, I think
thank
it's
you.
like we knew, like his Transylvanian
Yeah.
mom, like got
No,
it.
I think, and of course, if this book were written today, the editors would have never let him not put the coming out story in. And they would have been like, and please talk about your work with the Hillary Clinton campaign in 2015.
Right, yes.
And do talk about like your position on abortion rights and talk about your coming out story. Like they would just have to make it like
this fake weird,
this fake like feel good fodder, and they would like, and it would
not
be like,
let him just have a bitchy fashion
just like have a
book.
bitchy fashion book. Like, and I love the part where he's just like,
That's better than coming out. That's just being
That's
gay.
just literally
That's just
being gay.
living out loud.
living out loud, yes. And it's like at one point he's just like, honey, like I was built for fluff, and it's just like, thank you.
Yeah, this is what this is. It's Red Carpet Diaries.
Celebrity Book Club.
Roberto Cavalli segment blazer.
How does she live?
What does she eat? What does she wear? Okay, what does she eat? Can I say it? Duck wrap? I know you let me just say that he is so Wolfgang Puck Airport duck wrap.
Yeah. No, yes to Wolfgang Puck. Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
not a
you're
vegetarian. He's also so us. Like, I feel like he's so me at every like political fundraiser where I am so like shoving shrimp into my purse.
Yeah, no, I think he's shoving shrimp in the purse, bringing the Tupperware, and then is like, oh, mama, I shouldn't have had the shrimp last night.
Yeah, he's having
'Cause he's at all
explosive
these-
diarrhea at just like the side press room.
And I think
for the
he's not
VH1
eating
Kids
for like
Choice Awards.
hours because he's like fitting into his like skin tight Cavalli, and then at the in style after afters, he's like, finally, I can have the shrimp.
Yeah, and he's having like a Diavolo fettuccine. He's definitely just like, yeah, big
Cobb Diavolo.
big cobs, big plates.
Yeah, and it's like I've had his parents, they had like hearty Romani. When he goes home, he's like, Mom, I'm not gonna have your liver, and then like does have a Romanian
Because he is kind of anorexic in high school for that moment when he starts
dealing speed.
dealing speed to the other girls because he's like,
Which again, he buys when he goes to Plattsburgh for his like Western wear shopping trips.
he sees an ad in a magazine for like what was it called, like Trim Spa or one of those things
Yeah.
that was like such a diet pill, and he like gets a huge supply of it and starts dealing to all the girls. And then he was like, so I'm cracked out and shaking like 24 hours a day.
And he's like skin and bones, and like he goes to the prom with this like girl, and they like don't just give him the photos, and he's like, and I realized they didn't give me the photos because
Like I made her look so big because she was already like a big lacrosse girl and he was like such a skinny faggot.
right, which makes me also think that girl was a lesbian.
Yeah.
And she invited, because then at one point I was
I
like,
thought
oh,
too.
was she hiding a pregnancy? But it was like, no, that was
That's what I thought that scene was too.
it. Also, so could have been her hiding a pregnancy and
him
him
not
being
knowing
so
'cause
gay
he's
and
such
being
a
like,
faggot.
oh, so you destroyed the photos because I look disgusting. It's like, no, she was a teen mom.
She was literally a teen mom. What does he wear? I mean, he's just still wearing
Still
insane
Cavalli,
fur coats and
Cavalli.
Cavalli. And just like,
And everything is like moose fur, mink, dyed pinks.
I guess what is insane about him is that he's always like, he is pretty like cutting and accurate for the most part about, I think, like what people look good in. And like,
But his style
is insane.
out of control.
It's out of control and it's never changed. And it's just like, it's like Lenny Kravitz doesn't even really look good in what he wears. And it's like, you really don't look, it's like, he would look so much better in some different silhouettes.
Yeah, if he just tried like a slightly looser pants.
Slightly looser pant and like a slightly looser tee. Because it's like, he has, and I say this as someone who has a huge head. It's like, he has a large head.
And he's also still doing this, like, some of the shirts, there probably are, like, so Fred Siegel and the $2,000.
Unbuttoning them all the way down because he's like, my concave chest is my best feature. That's great that you love your concave chest. And just
Absolutely.
like, I would
Same.
too. And
Yeah.
I've always wanted just like an insane concave chest. But like, I think that you should actually kind of like you should wear more of like a big tee that hangs off of you and imply the concave rather than just show it. You know?
Almost if you went a little more 80s, like it would be fun to see him still, yes, in a vintage Pucci shirt, but a little bit like bigger.
And literally he knows this because he'll say like, and I started dressing like Prince. And like, suffice to say, like, I didn't look as good as Prince did. And it's like, yeah, because Prince is like 5'1".
No, he
and,
gives the same like review to him that he is giving all these like plain Janes where he's like, cover up your arms. And he's like, oh, I wish I could look like Prince. I wish I could look like Rod Stewart.
Right. And like, then he's like, and I was looking at his Instagram where he's doing all his like really like cutting and accurate fashion journalism. And he'll be like, I'm so tired of the like cutout trend. Like it looks so cheap. And it's just like, oh, true. And he's just like Nicole Kidman, like send this dress back to like the trash compactor in Transylvania where it came from. And it's like, yeah, she should. But then he's still wearing just like the most,
the
just
same
like
1998
the most, like, Kitson. Like he's so Kitson.
No, he's Siegel Kitson, like
tight, like cut off tank.
Again, like tiger striped blazer. And then on this weird segment where he was pushing his website, he was wearing like just like a cheap polka dot button up and like a pink skinny tie.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is...
I also think he's also obsessed with like, he did that gay thing that I did where I like overplucked my eyebrows in high school.
Overplucking, over frying.
And like he's just like, and thank you to Anastasia for keeping my brows in line for the past 30, 100 years. And it's just like, you would look better if you had a stronger brow, in my opinion.
The hair dysmorphia, where you're like, okay, burnt here, less here.
And I remember, because I thought the same thing, where I was just like, I have such a big nose that I need to have like more shapely, like more like arched eyebrows to make up for it.
Again, this is
it's
all of your
crazy
theories.
Gay dysmorphia.
Where you're always telling me to, I know you're going to stand by this, but it's like...
Well, I'm right about that and you know I am. I already know what you're going to say. But...
my healed...
But I'm saying I was wrong about my eyebrow thing in high school. I get it now. Like, I need like as bushy eyebrows as I can have, like just because they're sexy in general. And I'll say that for anyone. We all know big eyebrows are in right now, whatever. That's not like revolutionary for me to say. And I've been rocking them since
day one. And, my grandmother, she plucked and then they never grew back.
Yeah, well, a lot of people made that mistake.
They did.
In the early 2000s.
Or the 1920s.
Yeah. Oh, when you were trying to be like Greta Garbo. Anyway, he's still dressing in a really insane way.
Well, on the cover, by the way, he's wearing like a full Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat suede patchwork with like beaver fur, huge flared jeans, boat neck, black top, and platforms.
Yeah, the flares are...
he looks like he's on the first season of The L Word here.
Rolling into the planet?
Yeah.
Okay, how does he live? Do you think it's so like Janice Dickinson marble floors, like tufted white bed? Because he loves leather.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of leather.
And I can picture like a white lacquer bed with like white tufted bed
and it's
headboard.
Huge cow print rug.
Like, and then like zebra print pillows.
Yeah, like it's Bobby Trendy, but like a little less.
Yeah. A little less.
Just a
tiny bit less. Because then he's always just like posting a photo on his Instagram of just like, Emily Blunt and just being like, thank you, Emily Blunt, for getting the memo that less is more.
Right. So I bet like there are some pieces that are just like randomly like suburban Romanian Jewish.
Just like the most like weird, like embroidered, like blanket over a chest.
Yeah, over some chest. And he's like, my mom gave me this amazing plates. But then the rest is like white lacquered leather headboard. And they're all like custom pieces he is ordering from Italy. I also want to say like he owns an apartment. I'm just like, does he have a house?
I'm wondering what
do you rent
the net worth and the income situation is. Because it's like, I'm sure he had like a really fabulous contract in 2002 with NBC.
Definitely. And if he invested well and saved well.
And it's very that thing where it's just like, are you the kind of gay who had a finance friend who was like, you need to invest and he just like bought an apartment that was an amazing investment and now it's like worth so much? Or was he being
I'm hoping he did.
I'm hoping he did, but he also could have been so gay and just like was literally spending it all
on blazers.
On blazers. And then
when that revelation comes when they hire him a stylist for some show and he's like so confused because he's like, wait, this is so easy because I spend 9 hours of my day choosing blazers. So now someone will choose my blazer.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have so much time now in the day. there's like a
do you
framed
think there's
blazer that he wore at like the 2003 Vanity Fair Awards.
I mean, that's
that he
what
keeps
like
on the mannequin.
that's what like what's his name, Bobby from Queer Eye would do if he like redid his house.
Right, he's like, you love fashion, right?
And they would like frame all of his like invites to the Kids' Choice Awards in 2002,
Yeah.
like on a wall of framed invites. I feel like it's maybe more there's a drawer in the office that's full of the invites.
Okay, drawer of invites. And then like frame photo of him and Donatella.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of frame photos of him and Donatella. And like, because in the photo section of this book, also what I love is that he writes over and over again, photo courtesy of the author. For And it's just like, and again, photo courtesy of the author. It's like, we didn't need the photo credit. And it's like 3 photos of him and Angie Harmon, who is also a Republican, by the way.
Angie Harmon is.
Yeah. Although I'm sure Angie Harmon is like so like never Trumper. Okay.
Okay, quickly, who are you in the book? You are Stephen Cojocaru.
This book is written by me.
It's written by you, Stephen. I am, I guess, the girl that asks you to prom.
No. Are you the like angry landlord in Beverly Hills who like makes him sleep in the garage?
Oh yeah, who's like, okay, I'll give you this room. It's above a garage.
No, you're Angie Harmon.
I'm Angie Harmon. I'm married to a football player. I'm a Republican star.
You're a Republican fag like you literally are.
And you're putting me in just a beautiful silk dress.
No, and I'm just being like, hi, literally, I'm marrying you.
Yeah.
Sorry, get rid of your husband.
Fine by me. Okay, I give this book 5 sequined mink Roberto Cavalli blazers out of 5.
Yeah, no, I give this book literally 6 cowboy boots out of 5. It's an incredible read.
It's an incredible length. It's 160 pages. The
length is slaying me, honey.
It's prose. It's prose. It's Us Weekly Prose.
And I think it's also time, hello, E, producers, if you're listening, let's bring Cojocaru back.
Thank you.
Into some sort of like red carpet commentary position, create a new position for him. He is still really funny. He still has it. And I think that he would really benefit from like a video segment where you could just like edit together
dresses.
His best quips and like give him stuff to say. He would really nail it.
NBC, Freeform.
Yeah. Freeform, get on it.
Get on it now. Okay.
We're ready for the Kojo Renaissance.
We are, and we're starting it today. Join us in the revolution.
Next week, you will be treated to none other than Untamed by Glennon Doyle, wife of Abby Wambach.
Live from San Francisco.
The city of... It's not the city of brotherly love. That's Philadelphia.
No.
It's a gay city.
It's a gay city, and you'll hear all about the city and how to become untamed next week.
And stick around for Friday's VIP Lounge, where we're going to talk about San Francisco.
Talk about tour in LA. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be wild. Best. Celebrity Book Club is presented by the fabulous Prologue Projects. They look amazing in a shift dress. The show is produced by Benjamin Frisch, who has the most stunning legs I've ever seen, with editorial support from Leon Nafok. How does he pull that hair off every day? If I could do it, I would give away my firstborn. Andrew Parsons, who is, God's gift to women. And Madeline Kaplan, who has a closet I would kill for. And when I say kill, I mean murder. Our production manager is Persia Verlin. She bought me my very first fur stole. I'll never forget it. And when I say bought, I mean I stole it. That's right, I stole a stole. Original theme song by Stephen Phillips Horst. He's basically what I aspire to be. That's right, a rock star. Artwork by Teddy Blanks at Chips and Y. I saw him coming out of a bathroom at the 2003 Milano Pepperidge Farm Awards in Philadelphia. And wow, I can just say he looked like he'd had a pretty fun time in there. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CBDCPod. I know it's weird. Hello, we all have to do it. I'm even on TikTok these days. It's wild. I don't like to do what the kids are doing, but at the same time, I think they're amazing. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app. That's right, we're doing podcasts now. It's the new millennium. Whatever happened to Y2K? I thought all the computers were going fried. Leave us a review and don't forget to tell your friends about us. Yeah, if you even have any of those. And don't forget to subscribe on patreon.com for access to the VIP Lounge. If you know me at all, you know that the only place I want to be is a VIP Lounge. That's right, the lounge within the lounge, the room within the room, where all the celebrities are. I'm talking Tom, Nicole, George, Julia. That's right, the big four, sweetheart. Get in that lounge. See, patreon.com/CBCThePod. I'm not going to tell you again. XO, Kojo.